God, that reminds me working in retail and people come up and they're like, there's no price tag on this.
Yeah.
That means it's free, right? Yeah, hilarious as I stab you in the jugular. Hello!
Hi. It's morning time now, and we're looking at Rin's painting.
Ugh. It's not, I mean, she has no fucking hands and she painted that, but it just doesn't look finished. I'm sorry. I'm not a big fan of white space.
No. The next day, I end up having to hunt around a bit at the start of lunch when I find that my usual vending machine near the dormitory building is sold out of my usual favorite canned coffee. The detour takes longer than I expected. Things have been so hectic lately that it takes some time for me to register why something smells different as I walk through the school gardens back to the cafeteria. The grass has been freshly mowed.
I didn't change my underwear.
The realization makes me pause and watch for a bit. The odd group of students chatting or playing around on the grass, and a couple of teachers conversing on the path ahead of make for a very idyllic scene. Unfortunately, a feeling of imminent dread starts creeping up on me after a while. The feeling that I'm not alone.
What the hell? We're not even in the hallway. You can't sneak up on us like that.
Hey, Hisao, is that you? Yeah, it's me. No, I mean, and I run away. I guess I should be happy it's him and not, say, a slasher. Kenji begins talking as if he's having a conversation with someone other than me. Knew it. That haircut is unmistakable. It's so cute. No more normal person would have a haircut like that. Unconsciously, I start touching the back of my head. Once I realize what I'm doing, I feel insulted, yet too surprised to even get indignant about it. Yeah, what are you doing here? Measuring the temperature. Winter is coming. It will be too cold for women to go out and have their sex in the city-style power lunches, followed by obstructive human wave formation walks in crowded urban areas. When this happens, man will be able to walk the streets unfettered once again and reclaim what is his heritage. In order to prepare for that day, I've been eating nothing but pizzas for the past week to store energy.
He's completely lost. Like, he's always been weird.
Yeah.
But he's off the rails completely.
Okay. That's what bears do. So, there is much we can learn from the bear. Kenji nods, empathetically agreeing with himself. Okay, so check this shit out. I was in town today buying milk, and they had this new clerk, some hipster girl with a ball cap and 2 hockey sticks on it. I call her a hipster hockey baseball hat girl.
Sweet.
That's what her said on her name tag. I noticed the milk didn't have a price tag, so I told her to get over there and label that milk for future generations. He was in town today? He must have cut this morning's classes. I want to scold him, but his verbal torrent prevents me from getting a word in, and I skip classes all the time.
Right.
She told me not to bother her because she was sick. Sick? Sick? We live in a society here. You can't just opt out of human interaction.
Oh my God.
Because you're sick.
We live in a society.
Do you
Jesus
know
Christ.
how much effort it takes me to even get up in the morning? I still do, though, and I got up that morning to go down there and buy milk, not to have my vital questions just brushed aside by some hipster doofus college girl with hockey stick hat who wears it to work, indoors. Anyway, I was just trying to uphold the integrity of her products, a milk carton without a price tag. When I see something like that, it just leads to questions, important questions. It's her job to answer them, damn it.
God, that reminds me working in retail and people come up and they're like, there's no price tag on
Yeah.
this. That means it's free, right? Yeah, hilarious as I stab you in the jugular.
And then myself. That's the problem with women. They have no sense of duty. But they do have a sense of booty. Am I right?
Speaking of sense of duty, I get diarrhea a lot.
I get diarrhea a lot, but you don't see me complaining about it. I love it. I soldier on and do what I have to do anyway. Just let it loose on the yard and move on. Because that's what being a man is all about. Even if you have diarrhea, you keep going and going. That's what diarrhea is. For the dream of a better tomorrow.
God, he's like Martin Luther King Jr.
You know? Frequent diarrhea is bad. Maybe you should Stop drinking so much milk. I can't do that. It's what allows me to maintain my awesome strength. And in this world, a man's strength is the only thing that can't be browbeaten out of him by an increasingly pussy-whipped society. That's why I walk around leaving open jars of olives everywhere. Sometimes just to show that I can. Do you refrigerate after opening? What? Man, I don't know. That's not important. You have to refrigerate after opening. Even elementary school kids know that. Hisao is like asking... Hisao's like a weird AI trying to interact with someone.
Yeah, I just don't understand, like, it just enables him so much.
Yeah, like it makes it worse. They can't get the jar open in the first place, so it doesn't matter. That's true.
Also, what elementary kid is eating olives?
He self-assuredly rubs his chin, which is something I imagined scientists did, until I met Mutao and was tremendously let down.
Well, fuck you too.
Hey, what the hell? Anyway, I can't go to that store again since it's clearly been compromised by bitches, unless I disguise myself, maybe change to a different pair of glasses. Worst disguise ever. You have to have a mustache. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
I can't even. It's been working flawlessly all these years. I didn't even need glasses to see. Oh, what? They're for effect and to protect my identity. I'm like Superman.
That's why he's blind, because he's wearing glasses that aren't for him.
Right. Worst disguise ever. I'm telling you, when people see my school ID, they don't even recognize me. Really? Let me see. Can't do that. I can't go around showing my ID to everyone. It was made long ago in a different time and era. I had hippie hair. Well, I'm trying to imagine that. Kenji takes his glasses off.
Whoa! Sexy.
I like Kenji now.
Where's the Kenji route?
He squints as soon as they're off his face, which makes him look even more tired than he already does. He was right. He does look very different. Kind of like he hasn't slept in years. Not different enough for it to be a good disguise, though. He just, like, completely talks different. He's like a romantic.
Hello, Hisao. How are you?
Yeah. Hello. You need more sleep. Nah. You look like you need it. No way. These are just the eyes of a man who has seen things. A shaman's eyes. Terrible things that you can't imagine.
If you gave him a stoner voice, it would very much make sense, I'm just now realizing. like when I made a ship in a bottle and my mom sat on it. Fucking weird, man.
There's like blood and sheds of floral print everywhere. That's what my life experience is. Kenji doesn't seem very horrified, even though I think this is actually the first time he told me about himself that could have been legitimately traumatic. He's also talking about 30 degrees to my left, so I guess his blindness is real. I wave a hand in front of him anyway, to little effect. Man, I hope you realize I'm just joking. I laugh, pretending that I did. Somehow looking him in the eyes is more difficult than usual.
I can't take my eyes off him.
Ready for some trivia? People with small eyes wear big glasses. I've read that somewhere. It's because it makes your eyes look less beady. Really?
Glassesless Kenji is my fucking favorite character.
At least we're having fun with Kenji at this route. Really? I didn't know that. Aw, man. He puts his glasses back on, and I feel oddly relieved for a moment until I remember that I still have to deal with him, glasses or not. Well, anyway,
I miss him.
Artist girl wanted to paint my portrait once, I think. I had to talk to her like 5 times before she started making sense. Must have been... Oh. must have been Rin, I suppose.
You're slowly, like, transforming into him, and he's becoming you.
Oh, God. What'd she look like? Did she have arms? I don't know, a woman with sandals. I was hoping he'd say something more specific, like she had no arms. Rin does wear sandals, but I feel like the chance of there being another free-spirited female art student wearing sandals beside her is reasonably high.
Kenji has a foot fetish confirmed.
I was thinking, sure, someday after I burn all documentation that I exist, it might be okay to leave a portrait behind, so that people can look at it and remember the savior of mankind. They'll need it to model the statue. Then I thought about it some more and had to turn her down. It was tempting, but she wanted it for some school thing. It would be displayed. People would ask who I was, only I haven't saved society yet, so that doesn't make sense. So I would be pointless. It would be pointless. And then if someone recognized me, I'd have to explain myself. That's already a chain of events I don't want to deal with. I don't want to get mixed up in some weird situation. Shit like that always happens, sticking out in a surefire way to get put on a list. That's why I make such a careful effort to blend in with people in my daily life until I can make my move. Sure. What list? There are many lists. Stop asking questions, Hisao.
We have been here for 3 hours.
So, what are you doing here anyway? Nothing. I kind of got here by accident, and I regret it. Happens to me all the time. Well, hope that works out for you. I think I'm going back to my dorm room now. I need to set my TV to record my shows. Gotta watch Sex in the City, bro.
I'm totally a carry.
You have TV? Yes, you should come over sometime. We can watch the game in high definition.
Kenji, best friend now.
Maybe Glassesless Kenji. Yeah. Before I can ask him what he's talking about, he's gone. He left like he came. I read that as he left like a camel.
Pretty much the same thing.
He spits on me with zero respect towards other people. Kind of amazing. Now that Kenji is gone, I have resumed looking aimlessly at the school gardens in their summer splendor. It's no use. He ruined them for me. When I get back into the cafeteria, exhausted but alive, I think of eating lunch with Shizune again, but finding her sitting at a table with Misha already. If it were anyone else, I would think how they were too far away for me to hear them. This is Shizune and Misha, however. If I wanted to, I could eavesdrop on their conversation easily. What a dirty thing to think about, but it's there. I don't want to, though. They must have a lot of catching up to do. Even if it's only been a few days, I'm inclined to just leave them alone, so they can do just that. Oh. However, the second they see me, they wave me over.
Hi, Hee-chan!
Hearing her voice again, even after such a short time apart, is jarring, and I wince.
Rude.
These past few days, I had forgotten that communication with Shizune is almost entirely silent, and concentrating on getting it right, I had tuned out even ambient noise. Well, I'll get used to it again. I'm glad she is back.
I'm done making up all my work. Just in time. I won't have to miss the festival. Wahaha!
I forgot her voice. If they really tried to enforce that, I would pull you out on student council business.
If they really, really tried to enforce that, you would pull me out on student council business?
That is abuse of power.
She doesn't have to do that anymore. No, it isn't, He-chan. She-chan says that if there were only 2 student council members overseeing the festival, it would be a problem, wouldn't it? Yeah, definitely. It has to be at least 3. It's for the good of everyone. It's perfectly reasonable. It's necessary.
Okay, I'm sorry. Shizune leans across the table a bit as Misha delivers her slightly disturbing militaristic justifications in a childish, bubbly up-and-down tone. Shizune looks so happy, though, tenting her fingers and trying to hold back a laugh as Misha pouts more seriously on her behalf. If you say so. I'm actually happy right now that we can talk so easily to each other, all 3 of us.
See, it should always be the 3 of you.
Yeah, for everything that we do from now on.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I thought that I might have found myself in a bad situation. I was sure that Shizune would hate getting saddled with being tour guide for the new guy. I didn't want to be that kind of burden either. It would be awkward even if she weren't deaf and mute too. Just now, she said that we would all have to be at the festival, the whole student council. I don't think that the student council has any real jurisdiction over Tanata. I can't say that. Tanabata. It's only Shizune's way of saying that she wants us to spend it together. It's nice to have friends, especially girls. It's a simple thought, but one that makes me genuinely happy that we could slip into being such with so much ease. Despite the roundabout way in which she said it, I'm glad that Shizune thinks it's strongly enough to express it at all. Why did you wait until we waved you over to come sit with us?
Because I'm trying to play the field a bit. Damn.
Question out of nowhere. Shizune's eyes are expectant as Misha repeats her message. I feel like teasing her. You want me to sit with you that badly? Yes.
Don't ruin it.
Oh, really? We're in the student council. We should sit together as much as possible. It's logic. Anyone would jump at a chance to sit with two cute girls anyway. Are you stupid? She pauses in case I might say something like, "You're not that cute," and instantly lock myself into getting punched in the face. When I don't take the bait, Shizune becomes more energetic and continues. "You're abnormal." Well, I didn't expect her to end it like that. That hurt. "You're too quick to call other people abnormal. So arrogant." "You're too quick to call other people arrogant. That makes you arrogant, and arrogance is also abnormal. You're double abnormal."
Well, your ears don't work.
Well, you're not that cute. It doesn't work that way. It's a sliding scale. Will you two shut up?
I guess I'll just leave.
Leaning on her arm, Misha closes her eyes and lets out a low, slow laugh like a chuckle. Don't laugh. Don't laugh in this kind of situation. I notice that Misha signs everything I say to Shizune anyway, even though I'm signing myself. This is redundant, but it's an unconscious action for Misha. On the other hand, I can't stop. If I let myself take it easy and sign less just because Misha is back, then what was all this for? I don't want to risk losing familiarity with how to sign either. My hands are pretty slow to speak on my behalf as it is.
He-chan, you and She-chan talk to each other much more now. Back and forth, it's really funny too. Like an old married couple, right? Right?
What a loaded comment.
Way to make things awkward.
In so many ways, although, because it's Misha, it can't have been on purpose, right?
Well, there's no
Right.
way out of this. Yeah, there's no way out of this awkward situation. Except for ending the episode.
Okay.
And never coming back to the game. Nah, just kidding.
What? No, the channel is dead.
It's all we have.